So let's just skip the intro. In order to make a YouTube thumbnail on your phone, you're gonna wanna go and download the Canva app. This is available on iPhone and Android. There is a free plan and you can make a complete YouTube thumbnail and add it to your YouTube video for completely free. And once you do download it and open it, you're gonna be taken right in here into the Canva app. And all I want you to do is you're gonna see a search bar of what would you like to create. You're just gonna go up here, start typing YouTube, and you're gonna see YouTube thumbnail pop up right away. And we can just click on this, and this is going to take us into the thumbnail editor. Now, it might prompt you here to pick a template, which we're going to build our thumbnail from scratch. But if you want to, you could go through and take a look at some of these. Some of these I found, though, are more like graphic designy and don't make really great thumbnails, but you might be able to find something in there that'll work. And what I actually want to do is I want to go through the basics of how to make a thumbnail from scratch and just show you how you can use Canva to do this. And then I want to go ahead and give you some pro tips that I wish I knew sooner, so that way you can get more views on your videos. Now, there are four main parts to a good thumbnail. First, you've got your subject. So this could either be you, a game character, a place, whatever we want people to see. Secondly, you have a background. This could either be a color, could be a place, or just a related image that's not too busy. Third, you usually have text that you add on screen to kind of help describe your video or encourage people to click on your video. And fourth, you'll sometimes see different graphics people put onto their video, different stickers and things like that, or sometimes even images with text underneath them. And so let's get into how you can actually do this in Canva. So we've got our canvas here, and down below here are going to be our options. And I'm actually going to scroll over here to uploads. And here we can actually upload our own photos into Canva and be able to use them in our thumbnail. And as you can see, I already have some photos in here of me posing for some thumbnails. And I do recommend doing that, like actually setting up your camera or your phone and taking some photos of you posing. You can set the timer on your phone and do some nice poses, some smiles, some shocked faces, all the typical thumbnail style stuff. And then what you can do is upload it here by clicking upload files, add your photo in, and I'm just going to click on myself here, and it's going to add it to our canvas here. And we can actually grab either side of it here. As you can see, we can just grab these dots and drag it to increase the size. We can drag it however we want. I'm actually going to really increase the size of this, so I'm very zoomed in. People can see the emotions on my face. And I'm not putting myself all the way over like this. I'm giving myself a little bit of space on either side, just like that. That looks pretty good. And I left an open gap here for the other things we want to add. Now let's actually add a background here, which honestly, I don't necessarily need one. Like, this is a pretty simple background. There's room for text and photos and graphics and stuff like that. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to remove your background if you do want to do something colorful or add a different background that you may want. And in order to do that, you're gonna have to click on this image, and down here you'll see the settings, and you'll see background remover down here. Now, this is technically a pro feature, which means you do have to pay, but there is a way to work around this. You just have to get a background remover app or tool. What I like to do is I go to Chrome, my web browser, and then what I like to do is just search Adobe Background Remover. And you're gonna find this here, free image background remover. You can click on this, and what you can actually do is you can upload your photo. It's going to automatically remove the background for you, and then you can download that image and add it to Canva. So there is a free workaround if you don't want to pay for Canva. I actually do pay for Canva, so I'm just gonna click background remover, which will just be in one click. It's gonna go through, and there we go. My background is removed. And I'm actually just gonna trim the sides up here just so I don't accidentally grab this image again. There we go. And now we can select our background here, and we could either do that. We could select the background and just choose a color, or if we just unselect and go over on the bottom here, you'll find photos and background. So if we go to background here, we'll find like a lot of gradients, patterns, landscapes, just different things we could use as our background. I usually prefer the gradients if I am going to use some of the ones built into Canva. So maybe I'll choose this nice blue here. Click on that. There we go. It's added as our background. That's looking pretty good. Or if you want, you can go to photos. You'll find free and paid images in here. I don't know why it's recommending me beards here. I haven't used any beard photos or anything like that. It's kind of funny. But I could just search up here, maybe something like background. And here are a bunch of different, some of these are premium backgrounds. So here are some additional ones. As long as they don't have the crown by them, you can actually use these backgrounds and not have to pay for anything. So here's one that's kind of nice. This is pretty cool. So I could, increase the size of this And yes, it's blocking, but what we can do is go up here to the options and we can actually change the layer and send backward. There we go. That actually looks really nice. I really like how that looks. That looks great. And I'm off to the side there. And now we can add some text. Just gotta scroll over here to the text button and click on that. I'm gonna click add a heading, type in what we want here. And then here you'll see font size and all those different things. I'm just gonna click the check mark and then select this. And I'll just grab the dots to increase the size. Gonna line it up over here. And then down below, I'm gonna change the font. This is gonna change what our text looks like. I'm gonna go over to, I like Poppins. It's one of my favorite. It's a nice bold. I can even scroll over too and change the advanced settings here, kind of lower the line spacing there. So it's a little more together like that. And then I can also go and add some shadow. So if I go into effects here, I can do a drop shadow and then click adjust black. I like to do full on transparency, and I like to do a nice blur effect just to add some separation from the background. And then if we want to add a photo or any stickers and things like that, you can go over to either elements or just upload your own photo that you want to put, or maybe an image you grabbed from Google. I'm just going to go to elements here. Again, with the beards, I don't know what's with the beards popping up everywhere. But we can search something, some kind of graphic. Since this is a thumbnail tutorial, maybe I'll do thumbnail. Let's just see what graphics they have in the thumbnail section. I can see all. Scroll through this. Oh, here's a YouTube, related thumbnail thing. So maybe what I'll do, I can put the text down. I could take this graphic and put it right here and kind of line that up, and that could be a potential thumbnail here if I adjust this a bit. There we go. Or if I want to use like maybe an image of some sort, maybe just for something unrelated, I can delete that. Maybe we have to now change this to beard tips. We're going to play into it. Now let's go over to photos here and let's type in beard. We'll click this interesting beard here. We can increase the size, line it up here. And now we're given some beard tips, apparently, because it keeps suggesting beards. And I will get to the pro tips here to help you make better thumbnails, much better than this. But if you were done, you would just have to save this to your phone and then open up the YouTube Studio app. And in there, you can actually upload your thumbnail to your video, and then you'll be able to publish it and put it out to the world. And let me actually give you those pro tips before you go, so that way you actually get views on your videos. Because here's the deal, and this is pro tip number 1. If no one clicks, no one watches. And so it may be tempting to just throw together something. You went through all this work editing the video. You just want to get it out there. So you may be tempted to spend like 5 minutes making a thumbnail. If no one clicks, no one's going to see the hours of effort you put in. So you really want to spend some time here and make sure you are making a good thumbnail, so you're not just wasting your time uploading something no one sees. Now, one of the tools I recommend that really helps with designing thumbnails for beginners is a tool called vidIQ, which I'm sure you've heard of if you haven't gotten it yet. But essentially what vidIQ is a whole suite of tools that are going to help you grow your YouTube channel. And one of those tools is actually a thumbnail reviewer. So inside of vidIQ, you can head over to Optimize and you can click on any one of your videos and be able to get insight on the thumbnail. So for example, this video here, best free music for YouTube videos, I can click on it and I can head over to thumbnail and I can look at the feedback it gave me. And so on this thumbnail, it's saying there's too much empty space, which if you do look at my thumbnail, there is a lot of empty space. Maybe I could add some additional music graphics or different things like that. And then also it noticed that the comparison is not immediately clear. Because if I'm talking about a bunch of free music options for YouTube videos, that's a comparison video. So I'm not really showing any of the different tools. So that could be a different approach I take with this thumbnail. And so it can give you a whole bunch of different ideas about what you can change with your thumbnail, what looks good, what doesn't look good, and really help you make something that gets people to click. Along with helps with your title and give you ideas on how you can make a really clickable title, as well as SEO related information, which if you're into SEO and really optimizing that, it'll give you information related to that too. vidIQ can also help you create thumbnails with its AI thumbnail generation tool. All you want to do, or at least what I do, is I add a photo of myself in, I describe my video and what I want the thumbnail to be, and it'll go ahead and generate that thumbnail for me in like 30 seconds. And it doesn't always do a perfect job. Like if you've used AI, it's not always great, but you can actually run a few different variations and try a few thumbnail generations, and it can actually produce something really good and quickly. If you want to try this out for yourself, along with the rest of vidIQ's YouTube growth tools, you can actually get it for just $1. All you have to do is go through my affiliate link and you'll get that coupon code applied automatically. And it's literally $1 to go and trial this out, have it start reviewing your thumbnails, making you thumbnails, as well as all the other features vidIQ has to help you grow your YouTube channel. Now, the other thing you can do to really help you make better thumbnails is to look at successful competitors around that same topic. So whatever idea you have for your video, search that idea on YouTube. Look at the other videos that were successful around that topic and what do their thumbnails look like? Are they showing like the action or the excitement that's going to happen in the video? Are they using persuasion tactics and talking about the benefits the video is going to provide or the pain point that your video solves? You're going to want to study what has already worked and take inspiration from that and use that to help you craft a better thumbnail. And finally, the main thing you want to keep in mind is that simple is better. Your video is going to be sitting alongside a whole bunch of other videos. And so viewers are really going to only spend like half a second looking at your thumbnail. And so if there's too much text or if a text is too small and in a weird font that's hard to read, there's just too much going on, viewers are just going to scroll right past that and look at a simple thumbnail that they can understand in like half a second. So always err on the side of simple is better. Usually only 3 elements, like a face, some text, maybe either a photo or a graphic or something like that. If you stick with that simple method, it's going to really help with not making your thumbnails too cluttered and easy for people to understand. And if you want more help growing on YouTube, make sure you click the subscribe button and check out our YouTube consulting. That'll be in the description below, or you can just watch another video. You can go check out this video right here to learn more about YouTube.